Pompey Sound. Updates, the latest from Fratton Park, on the hour, every hour. Fueled by Piglet's Pantry. Click pigletspantry.co.uk to get your fill.
Pompey's activity during the summer transfer window has to date been unspectacular. According to many fans and cautious, the club spent an estimated €1.38 million on Mark Kozanovsky, and an estimated €800,000 on Luke Leroux, and an estimated €550 million on Adrian Sagacic.
Whoa, don't get carried away, son. €550,000. €550 million. Back to the script.
Other new arrivals were cost-free, such as John Swift, Florian Bianchini, who is with us on loan, and Harry Clout, who came through the ranks. Balancing the books are Paddy Lane, whose switch to Reading brought €700,000 into Pompey's coffers, Riley Towler, who fetched an estimated €500,000, and Christian Sadie, whose €400,000 is beginning to look like a bargain. Other departures are Toby Stewart, on loan to Hibernian, and 4 players who are allowed to leave on free transfers: Cassini Yengi, Cohen Bramall, Anthony Scully, and Tom Larry. Pompey's approach to the transfer merry-go-round is more measured than most, but many fans and journalists, and possibly even staff at Fratton Park, are hoping for a big splash between now and the 1st of September, with a significant number expecting and a handful demanding it.
So in other words, Pompey have a blueprint and they're sticking to it. It's a blueprint that the Eisners probably devised, and John Messino is going with it because he can see the sense in it. He can see how it's going to benefit Pompey, benefit the Eisners, benefit himself. If he disagreed with it, if he thought it didn't have enough acceleration, then of course he could leave. And God knows he could go almost anywhere he wanted, with the reputation that he's already built. But he's not, he's staying, because he gets it. He buys into the blueprint. It's the fans who have to buy into the blueprint as well. Otherwise, we're just going to get social media bickering. Stop it. Stop it. We have probably lost money during the window so far and stand to lose a bit more. We will be in the red. Therefore, we will have spent. We will have invested. We will have bought people. We will have spent more money than we have received. But done it cautiously and done it sensibly. And therefore, the club remains solvent. The club is thriving. You look at the situations of some of the clubs in the Championship. Please, everybody, be aware of where we could be. When we come to play Sheffield Wednesday, which I think is back-to-back with Preston, who are also a bit backs to the wall, we got 2 games there we could take a few points from and end up 5 or 6 games into the season sitting pretty. And part of that is down to the fact that some of the opposition is going to be struggling. Sheffield Wednesday are struggling, I was going to say like no one has been or hopefully will be again. But we've been there. What we're doing now is making sure that we're not going there again. So our transfer activity, surely, has been absolutely spot on. And there's more to come.
The Oxford Press are saying this. New Oxford United signing Nick Prelec won't be ready for this weekend's Championship opener, having only just joined the club on loan from Cagliari on Saturday. The 24-year-old striker needs time to build up his match fitness, making his involvement against Portsmouth unlikely. Despite this, UEMA's boss Gary Rowett is clearly excited about what his new forward can bring to the team. He's been training mostly on his own, so we'll need to get him up to speed first, Rowett explained. But we've been watching him closely over the summer, and really like what we see. He's got that physical presence we've been looking for, good pace, power, and he's a real handful in the air. He brings something different to what we already have, whether that's as a starter or coming off the bench. We needed that variety up front. While we've got quality players in attack, we weren't quite as clinical as we would have liked last season. Nick will definitely add some healthy competition in that department. The deal includes an option for Oxford to make the move permanent if Prelec impresses during his loan spell.
The U's have so far added 4 players this summer, in the form of right-back Brodie Spencer, midfielders Brian de Keersmaeker and Luke Harris, and striker Nick Prelec. Spencer and de Keersmaeker joined for undisclosed fees from Huddersfield Town and Heracles Almelo respectively, while Harris switched from Fulham on a season-long loan. Latest arrival, Priselec joined United from Serie A side Cagliari on loan with an option to buy clause. The U's are arguably lightest now in midfield and out wide. De Keersmaeker, Cameron Brannigan and Will Vauxhall will battle for the spots in the regular two-man midfield, while Fulham loanee Harris and Louis Sibley can play further forward in midfield. Siriki Dembele, Tyler Goodrum, Stan Mills, Matt Phillips and Przemysław Placetta are the current options on the wing, with Owen Dale seemingly having no future at the club. The 26-year-old joined from Blackpool for an undisclosed fee on January deadline day.
Yeah, Oxford are not in a great place, but we've still got to do the business when it comes to Saturday afternoon. We've got to go and get something there. We've been saying that we accept a point, take a point. I think some of us have a sneaking feeling, but we don't want to say it out loud, that actually there are 3 points there, not for the taking, but you never know. And what a start to a season that would be. Oxford United, I believe, on Betfair are the favourites not to win the championship. At the moment, there isn't a book that I can find on who's most likely to be relegated. But if you go to the book who's going to win the championship, and you have that lot up the road, second at 6-1, something like that, and then right down the bottom, Oxford are quoted at something like 300-1 to win the championship, with other clubs just above them on 150, 120-1. So technically, if you like, by proxy, Oxford United are favourites to come last in the championship next season, this season. Can we start saying this season? Let's say this season. OK. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be a pushover by any means. It's a funny old ground. We're going to have a lot of support there, which we always do, and that's going to be fantastic. That's going to help an awful lot. But the job still has to be done. And I don't like saying it too many times, but once again, we start the season without Colby Bishop, which is far, far, far from ideal. However, Oxford have got problems of their own. And although you don't wish ill on your opponents, we have proper respect for the people that we're playing. But it's only human of us to be quietly pleased about the fact that Oxford seem to be finding their fair share of problems and a few more.
John Messinio is talking to the news about his personal excitement over the captaincy dilemma. He says, "We have been working on a few things in pre-season with the various leaders we've got in the group, and, for me, the captaincy is a really important part of the football club. Marlon has been absolutely outstanding as club captain. Whenever he has been on the pitch, he has been captain, and rightly so. He's been amazing since he has been in the building. I certainly think we have players in the building that, whether they wear the armband or not, will play in the same way and behave in the same way. That is a credit to a lot of those senior leaders. Murph being captain last weekend was one thing I just wanted to do. Not experiment with by any means, because anybody who wears that armband has to earn it, and Murph has definitely earned it. I think we can look at a few different options this season and it's up for grabs. That's a reflection of the fact we've got some really good leaders on the football pitch. I quite like that. I don't think we need to be hard and fast about who we appoint. We can have some flexibility, and that excites me. In the absence of Bishop, Poole remains the most likely to wear the armband against Oxford on Saturday. He and Connor Shaughnessy will begin the season as Messinio's preferred centre-half pairing, with injury having split them up as regular partners since November 2023. We're now stronger. Portsmouth boss John Messinio details Michael Doyle's new dual role in backroom reshuffle. Certainly the head coach has been impressed with Poole during pre-season after a frustrating last 18 months with injury and, as a consequence, form. I have been very, very pleased, he added. Regan has done it pre-season and captained the side on a number of occasions last year. I spoke to him before the Pek Zwolle match about what we were doing, and he was absolutely fine with it. He understood what we were trying to achieve out of it. Regan is one of those who will not change his persona on the pitch, regardless of whether he's wearing the armband or not. I have been very, very pleased with how he has reported back for pre-season anyway.
OK, first of all, I think I'm right when I say that most of us aren't really clear exactly what the captain's role is. We know we need a captain because somebody's got to call heads or tails. And then if they win, tell the referee what they want to do. Apart from that, it's all kind of up in the air, isn't it? There was something introduced a few seasons ago, and I don't know whether they bothered to stick with it, which was that only the captain can go to the referee and remonstrate if the side have a complaint about a decision, a penalty, a free kick, or maybe a card's about to come out because somebody's done a bad foul. What they don't want, the authorities, is for the referee to be surrounded. So they introduced this idea that only the captain could approach the referee. And he's got the armband, which is the badge of office, and so the referee knows who he's talking to and isn't swamped and isn't intimidated. Because a one-on-one thing is obviously a lot easier for two men to negotiate than a 1-on-10 situation, which is what can happen. So there was that. The captain can go to the technical area if there's a drinks break or if there's an interruption in play because of injury, and have a discussion with the head coach legitimately about how the opposition are playing and what we should do about it, and what we're doing right and what we could do better, and then transmit that information to the rest of the squad, the rest of the team. And when he starts, Marlon Pack is the only man for the job. Am I right? It's when he's on the bench that there's some thinking has to be done. And the names that get mentioned are Colby Bishop, but of course he's going to be out for the first 2 or 3 weeks. Let's hope it's no more than that, of course. Which leaves rather Regan Poole in the limelight for the job. What sort of a leader is he? Everyone will have their own opinions. To me, for what it's worth, he seems like a bit of a thinker. And that can be a good thing in a captain because he could be noticing things besides playing his game. I suspect that centre-halves are in a good position to judge the game because they can see the whole pitch in front of them. Midfield players have got the game going on around them. And attackers have got the game going on behind them, unless they're facing their own goal. But a central defender can see everything that's going on in midfield and up front and on the right and on the left. So that's a good reason for Regan Poole to be the captain, I think. But what does the captain do, apart from pass on the head coach's observations, and if that rule is still in place, approach the referee to dispute a decision or to put our team's point of view? What do? They play by example. We all know that. Your captain is somebody who is doing something that the head coach wants the rest of the team to do, whether that is honest endeavour, whether that is total commitment to the 50-50 or the aerial challenge, whether it's somebody who will lie down and die for the team. And the head coach wants everybody to be of that mentality, even if it's not appropriate for, say, for example, Josh Murphy to lay down and die for the team. His job is to kill off the opposing right back, metaphorically, of course. So a good captain, and it was a good. You can see how John Messino uses the captaincy to get the best out of so many of his players. He uses it. It was a credit to Josh Murphy that he made him captain for the Holland friendly. And did you notice that he made Marlon Pack the captain on the last day of the season, last home game of the season, when all the players were allowed to bring their children, babes in arms, and Marlon brought a babes in arms up in his arms out for the lineup. And I can't remember if he was still holding the baby when he did the shake hands and the coin toss. But again, it was a lovely moment, and John Messino knew what he was doing. And when it comes to appointing a captain for the Oxford game, he will get it right. He knows what he's doing. He will appoint somebody, he will explain to somebody else or 2 other people, 3 other people that their term will come or that logic dictates and that it's no slight. Obviously, a lot of players appreciate being given the armband, and when, for whatever reason, the captain comes off, injury or substitution, tactical substitution, there's always that talking point: who's going to get the armband? And it's been thought through, obviously, by the head coach, who informs whoever's coming on to take the armband off the skipper as he comes off, and to give it to whoever gets to get it. You wonder about little things like, do they have a collection of armbands? Is there a box of armbands in the dressing room? Or is there just the one? And every week it goes into the general wash along with the shirts and shorts and the jockstraps, because we wash our jockstraps now at Pompey. We used to get a new one for every game in a box, and the players liked that. But I think it was the people who came to check out why Pompey were in such financial debt who pointed out, you can wash jockstraps. And, of course, we know that you can because we used to, didn't we, when we played the game? Well, I did. I used to when I played the game. And I was made captain of the school team on a number of occasions, and it was an embarrassment, frankly, because there was a boy in our school who was 2 years younger than me and 10 times better than me. But on a Saturday morning when we played our school games, he was training with QPR. So everybody knew that I was captain really by default. No, not default. I was a sorry excuse for a captain is what I'm saying. And nobody told me how to captain. Nobody on the staff, the PE staff or anybody told me what I was supposed to do apart from call heads or tails at the toss. And I have no idea whether I made a good or bad job of it. We kind of won 2, lost 2 and drew 2. So I was, there or thereabouts. So captain on Saturday. It will be interesting, along, of course, with the starting lineup and who's on the bench. Roll on Saturday.